Mr. Conn Fagan, what are the biggest safety considerations for FLNG vessels?
I think it's safe to say that many of the design issues have been adequately addressed over the recent years. What is interesting now is perhaps to see, are there issues in connection with construction, commissioning, and eventually, I think, as we get more experience, I'm sure issues will turn up in connection with operation of these units. With regard to the design side, of course, fire and explosion issues are the biggest safety issues, and they can only really be addressed on a case-by-case basis. As we probably have seen in this conference, they do still represent a challenge, not an insurmountable challenge, but they certainly need most of our engineering attention at this stage.
Why is regulatory compliance such a significant issue for FLNG projects?
Well, one thing we see is that many of these FLNG projects are going to locations where perhaps there's not a great deal of experience in some cases before with respect to offshore installations, with obviously the exception of Australia. But in many of these other locations, whether it's East Africa or the East Mediterranean, this is maybe something that the authorities are looking at for the first time, and they don't really have a readily prepared regulatory regime to look at. So it does represent a challenge for them to catch up with perhaps what the rest of the industry, us as classification societies, or the designers or operators have already at that level that they have achieved. So certainly the fact that there is no international agreement with regard to offshore installations, it's decided by individual shelf states, means that from project to project you do have a certain uncertainty as to what you might end up in terms of regulatory requirements. Now there is a large amount of overlap, but there is also a certain amount of uncertainty in connection with that.